Hey, beloved soul. I'm Sarah, your soul oracle deconditioning coach, and Mira here at Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching. This is your energy update for the week of September 28th to October 4th. So, what's going on this week? The energy, it's still thick with transformation. We're just coming off of the eclipse, which happened last week. But the good news is this week the energy is not quite as loud. So there's some quietness that comes after all of the unsettling and the quake that has just happened in our lives. So this is an opportunity of sacred stillness where meaning begins to start to settle. And if you felt raw or disoriented or unsure about where you land until now, you're not lost, you're integrating. This is the part where the threads start to come together. It's not to tie a bow, but it's to point you forward. And this week is less about upheaval and more about how do you respond? Where do you pivot? What new response wants to emerge from you? You're not behind. You're not broken. You're being rewritten. Right now, you're being rewritten gently. So let the shimmer turn into structure. Let the clarity arrive without force. Take one breath at a time. Remember, you're not leaving the path. You are the path. There's just a lot of feelings going on. So this is really a week for you to integrate where you are right now. And remember that. That's the theme for this week, to integrate. Use this space for what it is and to help you and to move you in the direction that you want to go. So the three overall cards for the energy this week are Saturn, Truth, Fire Element, Desire, and 11th House, Friends. Some truth has been revealed to you, and you may or may not be willing or ready to accept it. It's all right. It can take time, but don't dismiss it. There's something that's tied in there with how you're moving forward or those desires and things that you want and that you need in your life. And this is something that you may need to talk about with friends. You may need to talk about it with some members of your community, or some members of your community might be involved. This is an opportunity for you to explore what that truth that you just heard means. And that is ultimately the most important thing that you can do is pay attention to what the truth is that you received. All right, I've pulled cards for each of the zodiac signs. These are layered messages, and the sun and the rising sign is where the gold lives. So pay attention to your sun and rising sign. It's where your future self is whispering to you through the veil. So let's tune in. Remember, this is not a method of controlling the outcome, but it's a mirror back to you about what your soul already knows is ready to shift. So let this be your pause, let this be your anchor, and let this be your reminder that the lessons aren't here to break you. They are simply here to recalibrate you. All right. So, Aries, your card this week is Awaken. You've been going through an awakening process, or you may just be starting one. But most likely you've already been going through it. There's been a lot of energy that has been going on in your sign, and it's here to wake you up, to show you something new, to show you a different way of being. You don't always have to be so impulsive about everything. You can take the time to rest and reflect and truly look at what it means. And that's what this awakening process is doing for you. It's telling you that there are different ways of doing things. You are meant to lead, but there is more than one way that you can lead. The best way to lead is to include other people. Don't walk over them. Don't make people think that your opinion is the only opinion that matters. Know that part of this awakening process for you is showing you a new direction forward. So seize and harness this new direction that's going forward. People respond better when you take their thoughts and opinions into view. So remember that this week as you're going through this awakening process, that while you may be here to lead, it does include other people and not just you. Taurus, your card this week is flow. Where are things flowing in your life? Where things are flowing in your life is the direction that things are going, and the energy is headed in that right direction. If you don't have flow, then you don't have the energy behind it, which is something for you to take a look at. Where aren't you harnessing the energy that is best used for the direction that you want things to go in. Use that flow to help you to move things in the direction that they are meant to go in. Don't push it. Don't try and change it. Don't try to shift it. Because if you do, you will lose that sense of flow. So remember that flow is where the energy wants you to focus right now. So pay attention to where the energy wants you to focus, and that is in the direction of flow. Gemini, your card this week is control. We all want to have a sense of control over certain things in our life. Now, you may be wanting the one to exert control, or somebody else may be wanting to exert control over you. Either principle works in this instance. But the problem with control comes from a place of fear. It's not coming from that place within us where we have trust and confidence in the universe. Fear is a method of showing us what is wrong in our life. It's a method of telling us where we need to make changes and where we need to make shifts. You can make those changes, you can make those shifts, but you have to move past your need to control and your need to control the outcome. Control, remember, it's a place where fear lives. And ultimately, fear is an encompassment of our shadows. So we want to explore our shadows and where that information is coming from and what direction do we need to go in, because that is truly where you can start to change your life. So let go of the need to control this week. And if other people are trying to control you, then that is something that you need to look into. Why is that person trying to control you? That is a problem with them. But the fact that you are allowing them to control you is no good either. So, how can you take the lessons that you need to learn in regards to control and move that and change that and shift that? And it may mean that your relationship with that person has to end, but take a look at it and examine it first. Don't react impulsively. Look at what the shadow of control is trying to tell you. Cancer, your card this week is sleep. It is important that you rest. It is important that you take care of yourself. That is what the energy wants you to do during this time off, so to speak. Since there's only one aspect this week, this is a week for you really to try and rest and rejuvenate yourself for when the energy does circle back around, because it's always going to circle back around. So just remember, rest, hydrate, take care of yourself this week. That is the most important thing that you can do for yourself this week. Leo, your card this week is alternative. The path that you've been taking, it's time for you to take a little detour. It's time for you to take an alternative path. It's not working the way that you want it to work. It may have worked for you at one point in time, but it's no longer working. So it's time for you to make a shift. It's time for you to make a change. Do something different. Take that alternative path. That alternative path will lead you in the direction that you need to go in. Now, it may be a temporary detour and then you can circle back around, or it may be something that's more permanent. But remember, this detour is important. So take the alternative path this week and try something new and something different. Virgo, your card this week is transform. You are going through a period of transformation. The eclipse was in your sign. And just because the eclipse is over doesn't mean that you're not still feeling the energies of that transformation. Typically, you can feel eclipse energies for about 6 months if they impact your chart directly. So this is still a time of transformation. Where do you need to change things? What adjustments do you need to make? What shifts are coming? This is a time for you to pay attention to what those transformations are and what they are trying to tell you. Those transformations are here for a reason. Don't just dismiss them, follow them. Move in the direction that the transformation wants you to go. It's happening to you for a reason. Again, don't just dismiss it. Go in the direction of the transformation. Libra, your card this week is learning. It's time for you to learn something new. Take a class, do something different. That learning is going to come in useful as you're moving through this energy. It's a way for you to not only learn something new, but to spend your time doing something a little bit different. Learning is never a bad thing. Learning is something that all of us should be doing. We don't just know the answers to everything. We have to learn what those answers are. And it may mean that you are in the path of learning something about yourself, something that you need to shift, that you need to change. We come here as one person. And through conditioning and everything else, we can all of a sudden become somebody that we don't even recognize. So this could be a great opportunity for you to learn who is it that you are at your core and what do you need to do so that you can get back to that person. Scorpio, your card this week is choice. Even when it doesn't seem like you have a choice, you always have a choice. Just because you've done something in the past doesn't mean that you need to do that now. Doesn't mean that you need to do that going forward. A choice is a choice. You have the opportunity to make a shift, to make a change, to do something different. Are you going to let fear stop you from making that choice that you know deep down that you need to make? Are you going to let outside influence prevent you from doing what you know that you need to do? This choice is most likely easier than you want it, than you believe it can be. The choice is there for you to make, but you need to make the choice that you feel is right in your heart and not because you've always done it or because somebody else tells you that that's the right choice that you should make. So choice, take the choice and make the choice that is best for the point of your soul. Sagittarius, your card this week is progress. You are making progress on whatever it is that you are working on. Progress is progress. It's a step forward in the right direction. So that's the direction that you want to go in this week. Follow the progress. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the tasks that are meant to move you in that new direction. This progress is important. It's part of the development of you becoming the better you that you are meant to be. So allow this progress to unfold and to move in the direction. Keep working at it this week. It's going to help you in the long run. Capricorn, your card this week is self-love. What do you need to do so that you can love yourself exactly as you are? I'm not talking about, having to do the shadow work or the shifts and the changes, but how can you love yourself for the person that you are right in this moment? Remember, this is a great time to do mirror work, to do the exercise of learning to love yourself. So learn enough to love yourself to make the choices that are best for you. Those choices may not be in the best interest of other people, but they are the right choices for you. So make your choices and make your decisions from that place of self-love, as it will help you to learn the lesson, hopefully for good, and just move along the path that you need to go in. Aquarius, your card this week is growth. You are growing, you are expanding. That's what eclipses are to teach us. How do we grow? How do we expand? And this is one of those opportunities for you. You learn something as a result of this eclipse. Now it's time for you to take that information and to grow with it and to implement it and to move it in the right direction. Growth is not necessarily easy. It can be hard. We can have growing pains as a result. But in the long run, it is there to teach you something. So pay attention to the growth potential this week and see what direction it will take you. And Pisces, your card this week is acceptance. You may have heard something as a result of this eclipse that you don't necessarily care for, or you don't necessarily like, or you don't agree with. But acceptance is one of the keys that we can use to start moving forward and to move in the right direction. The information was revealed to you for a reason. You need that information so that you can move forward on your path and you can go in the direction that you're looking to go in. So pay attention to what that information is that you received this week or in the previous weeks. And how can you learn to accept the information that has come through for you as a result? So remember, you're not lost. You're in between your story. So let these messages find a place in your body, even if the message doesn't make sense yet. Because sometimes the most powerful knowing comes in the quiet after this card is pulled and after the message is delivered. So let the messages you received anchor your next step, even if you can't see the full map yet. Our sun and our rising signs are codes. They're layered. So let them sit, let them settle. And if you're ready for a more personalized reflection, I'd love to hold space for your evolution. You can currently book 30 or 60-minute soul sessions at www.soulheartintuitivecoaching.com. I also have just recently launched a membership there, the Soul Keys Temple, which currently is focused on the gene keys and how we can decondition those parts of our DNA. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. and the magic will continue there. So here's to a week of visionary clarity, energetic softness, and full spectrum soul truth. So stay tuned, stay luminous, stay you, and I will talk to you next week.